Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Muriel and this is Nurse Muriel. Hey out there to all my new subscribers, how y'all doing? To my oldies but goodies, welcome back, welcome back. This is a subject that a lot of people don't want to touch on because we don't never want to blame the patients for anything. Everything always has to be the healthcare worker's fault. But I'm here to tell you, some of these patients are mean. Some of these patients are manipulative, and I call them patients, but in long-term care, they like to call them residents. But this goes for patients and residents. Some of them are just mean, y'all. Some of them are manipulative, and they like to give excuses for patients for whatever reason. The main excuse they give residents in long-term care is, well, they're not in their home anymore, and how would you feel if blah, 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 nah, nah, nah. Understandable, but that is still no reason to be mean and vindictive and manipulative. And I'm speaking as someone who's worked in this area for 21 years. I just want to say I have come across some of the sweetest residents, like just want to hug them, like they're just so adorable, And then, but I have come across some of the meanest residents, and it's like they expect you as a healthcare worker. They expect you as a healthcare worker to just take the verbal abuse, take the physical abuse, just take it. And they do so much. It seems like it's like your complaints about caring for certain residents fall on deaf ears. It's just like you just have to endure. And then they wonder why they don't have any staff members. And I'm talking this, y'all, because just recently, remember that 8-hour shift that I told y'all I picked up. So I was working alongside another nurse, and there's this resident. I'm not going to use a generic they or whatever. I'm not going to say he, her, him, whatever, she. I'm just going to use generic. Okay, the resident was not my resident for that day. It was a patient of the other nurse I was working the wing with. And I was in the process of providing medication to one resident. And this nurse was in the process of applying compression hose or whatever to another resident. And there was another resident sitting there. And that resident said, I need to use the bathroom. And the nurse said, okay, give me a minute. I'm going to take you. This resident then proceeds to say, if you don't take me now, I'm going to throw myself on the floor and I'm going to tell the white people you threw me. Y'all, that thing, it was almost like you're supposed to just just shake stuff like that off. Like they expect you as a nurse just to just just have no feelings towards that. They'll just don't take it any type of way. But that did something to me, y'all, because in this particular facility, there are cameras all over. So there would be proof of what this patient said, and there would be proof that that nurse hadn't touched that patient. But y'all, what about a facility that don't have cameras? What about a patient that goes through with these actions and allegations? Because it happens. Don't you know, when there's an allegation of abuse, that particular whoever the allegation is, whoever the alleged abuser is, they have to leave the facility at once. They cannot complete their shift. They have to leave the facility at once, and they have to stay away until an investigation is done. Okay, you do get paid if it's an unfounded allegation and you come back to work and you miss days of work. But the fact that that allegation was put out there against you will always be out there, that this allegation was put out against you. And this resident that made the allegation, whether they have cognitive issues or whether they are alert and oriented times 4, they get to remain there. And there are no repercussions for that lie that they told on you. And I told that nurse, I was like, make sure you document each and every word this resident said, and then make sure you put statement was witnessed by, and I told her, to put my name. Because let me tell you, they want you not to have any feelings a lot about this type of stuff. But let's take this scenario. If I was someone just out on the streets and a lay person, whatever, and someone threw themselves on the ground and then told someone that I did it, do you know the repercussions of something like that, if that was to happen? Like, if it was just me and someone out on the street and they did that to, like, say it was me and someone, and that happened outside of the workplace, I would never talk to that person again. Never, ever talk to that person again, because that just shows me that you're manipulative, you're vindictive, and you don't care about my life or, my life or my reputation or anything. You just gonna tell this lie. And one thing about this patient did have some cognitive deficits, but not to the point where that patient didn't know they were lying. Like, they sat there and made that whole thing up, and said they made that whole thing up, that whole story just that quick, and said, I'm going to tell them you threw me down. Couldn't care less about that nurse and that nurse's reputation, that nurse's family, how that will affect that nurse emotion. Could care less about it. And this patient can't take themselves to the bathroom. If they tried to walk take 5 steps, they would probably fall 2 times within the 5 steps. But you need the healthcare workers' help for ADLs, but you're willing to lie on this healthcare worker because this healthcare worker just said, give me a minute, I'ma take you. Y'all, that thing had really pissed me off at work. And they wonder why healthcare workers are so stressed out. Look at the population we dealing with. And this patient was elderly, like in their 80s. Like, it's not even better when it's younger patients, because I've had younger patients who are my age or sometimes younger just be so nasty and so rude for no reason. Like, I didn't put you in here. Sometimes your life choices put you in here. Sometimes it's accidental. But sometimes it's your life choices that put you in here. So why are you being rude to me? Why I didn't do anything to you. I'm just trying to help you. And you just being so nasty to me. Sometimes they get combative. Sometimes they get verbally aggressive, and they just want you as a nurse to take it, and as a CNA as well, to take it and take it and take it. And the heads of the department, they don't understand because they're not there working with these patients, so they don't get this verbal abuse, this physical abuse daily. And then these places wonder why they so short of nurses. And I mean, it's to the point now where ever since C-19, places don't have staff no more. Nobody's really wanting to be staff. I mean, people were going back staff, but child, these people making just as much working at Starbucks as they would make as a staff employee in a long-term care facility. So why even do the long-term care? Like, I don't know what can be done with the patients. I really don't know what can be done with them. And I said, when I have to work with that patient again, I'm not even going to administer medicine to that patient without a witness with me, because you just sat up here and made up that whole lie. And then the fact that you say you're going to tell the white people that she pushed you. So the patient was not Caucasian. The nurse was an African American. And you're going to tell this nurse, I'm going to tell the white people you threw me down. Y'all, I just came on here to vent because that thing really had pissed me off. I had to leave because it's like you sit here, you try to help. And I'm not holding that against all the residents, because all the residents are not like that. But that particular resident, I'll never look at that resident the same again, because I didn't know that resident was that type of person. And the reason why I didn't know is because that resident normally sits in their room the majority of the time, but because that resident has been having so many frequent falls, we're now keeping that resident near the nurse's station to keep an eye on them. And child, let me tell you, y'all just pray for healthcare workers, just pray for the nurses, pray for your CNAs, pray for your home health aide, y'all. It's going to get to the point where y'all ain't going to have nobody to help take care. I mean, I'm in the aging population, and God forbid I end up in a nursing home. If it happens to me and I end up in there, it might not be no more workers to work. And I don't even know what to say, y'all. Anyway, that's just me. I'm just venting. Y'all have a good day. Until the next video. Oh, and I always forget to say, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit the subscribe button. Like the video if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button. There'll be more to come. I decided to, if I do a membership only channel, that channel is going to be out. That's going to be other stuff outside of nursing. It's things that I be wanting to talk about that has nothing to do with nursing, and it's kind of personal. And I don't really want to put that on this channel. I just want to talk about other things outside outside of nursing. I want to talk about other things. I want to have a members only channel for nurses to come and vent to. If they need to vent, just come and vent, because it's been plenty of times I've gotten off work and I was like, well, this has been a rough day. Like when I worked let me tell you, when I worked at the hospital, I probably could have came on here and talked trash about nursing after every shift, because it was just that horrible for me. And I want to have a space where nurses can just come on there. Healthcare workers can just, even phlebotomists, y'all, because even just imagine having to go draw blood from a patient and they wanting to fight you. Like, and that's another thing. These patients be wanting to be combative, fight you every time and it's just, and then you got to bathe them. You got to take 2-3 people in there just to clean them up, to give them ADL care, because they fighting and punching and all this. And the family act like they understand. But then when they come in and their resident family member is soiled, they upset with you. But he just beat up two techs trying to give him a bath. Like, what do you want us to do, y'all? It's getting bad out there. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.